Hey guys, this is Troy.
And Alex.
We are Two Dudes in Football. So, if you've seen any headline over the last week, you know that this was supposedly the greatest weekend of football ever, greatest divisional round ever. I mean, every single game was ended in a true walk-off, which is pretty incredible. But some players and mainly one unit didn't play so incredible this week.
Yeah.
The Bengals-Titans first game. We know what player didn't play well that game.
Tannehill. I mean, they should just trade for Russell Wilson. Like, that's what's going to take them to get to that next level.
You're at the 40-yard line. You're literally like 25 yards away from winning, and then you throw an interception. Like, bro. And it wasn't even like a bad play by the receiver. That was just a terrible throw by Tannehill. I mean, Dante Foreman ended the game with 66 yards and 4 carries. Derrick Henry basically got stuffed the whole game. He only had an average of 3 yards a carry. I mean, A.J. Brown, he had an awesome game, but like aside from him, the Titans... I mean, the Titans' defense came up to play. I mean, they got an interception. They sacked Burrow only 9 times. I mean, just 9, but...
Burrow's gonna be like Andrew Luck, but I think Burrow's definitely gonna keep playing. He won't retire like Andrew Luck.
Bro, yeah, and I mean, hey, it's fine. I mean, maybe this year they'll use their first-round pick on a offensive lineman, or maybe a tight end because, I guess they need more weapons.
I would hope that they can offensive line this offseason. They have a lot of money.
I mean, big surprise, the Burrow didn't have a touchdown pass. Evan McPherson kicked 4 field goals, including the game winner. Joe Mixon had the only offensive touchdown of the game. I mean, Jamar Chase still had over 100 yards. I mean, they were great. I mean, T. Higgins, C.J. Uzomah. I mean, the team did great. Joe Mixon was probably the best overall player. He had over 100 yards combined.
There was an interception on the first play of the game.
Dude, I know. That's
Jesse
so bad.
Bates intercepted Tannehill on the first play of the game.
Dude, Tannehill he ain't no Jimmy G. Speaking of Jimmy G, the 49ers Packers. I have never seen a quarterback that is so competent at being incompetent that it works as Jimmy G. I think he has beaten Rodgers now twice, and both games he had like a sub-15 QBR. And how do you do that? Twice. I mean...
I'm going to give him this time the excuse of it was like 10 degrees and like snowing hard.
I'm glad that my 49ers bandwagon is still true. I thought the 49ers would beat the Cowboys. I thought they beat the Packers, and now they're going to go beat the Rams. I mean, the 49ers were built to beat the Packers. I mean, remember, the Packers are now 0-4 with Aaron Rodgers against the 49ers in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers can't win in the playoffs. He just sucks. He chokes. I mean, he choked this game. I mean, the cold weather affects most players, but when you play at Lambeau Field and you're the Green Bay Packers quarterback, you should do better than 20 of 29 for 225 against the 6-seeded San Francisco 49ers. I mean, Aaron Jones was like the only Packer on offense, aside from Adams, that did anything. I mean, 2 receptions were from someone besides Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. MVS literally did nothing. Randall Cobb literally did nothing. Mercedes Lewis had 0 yards on a reception. I mean, as an offense, they were almost as inept as their special teams. The only reason it's almost is because the special teams gave the 49ers a touchdown, didn't have 11 men on the field in the game-winning field goal, and got their kick blocked. Holy Jesus, what a terrible unit.
Yeah, no. That was what everyone said the Packers' downfall all year was going to be. Their special teams is not good.
That thing is garbage.
They got exposed by the 49ers at the end of the game. They should have won this game. There's no reason that they should block a punt like within your own 5-yard line. Like, there's no reason for any of that to happen. And
the game-winning field goal, you don't even have all your men on there. How bad are you as a unit? I mean, oh my God. I mean, the 49ers won. They won by literally doing pretty much the bare minimum. Their defense did great, but honestly, it's just the Packers really imploded. They should have won this game, and they didn't. Jimmy G is forever better than Aaron Rodgers, I guess, in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is going to win a fourth undeserved MVP this year, which I still don't know why he's winning MVP, genuinely. Do you know why he's winning it over Brady? Because aside from the interceptions, I mean, he missed a game. He only played half a game late in the season, and he's like significantly less than Brady in like every stat.
It should just be Cooper Kupp.
I agree. Cooper Kupp had, one game below 90 yards or two?
Something like that.
Yeah. Speaking of Cooper Kupp, we get to the Rams-Buccaneers. So I thought this was the easiest game to predict. I thought it was not even a debate. The Rams are going to beat the Buccaneers. When they played in week 3,
Yeah.
the Buccaneers had Antonio Brown, they had a healthy Tristan Wirfs, and they had Chris Godwin. They're out all three of those guys this game. The Rams didn't have Von Miller. The Rams didn't have OBJ, and they still pounced and beat the Buccaneers. And they would have pounced and beat them on Sunday if they didn't fumble the ball 4 times.
Yeah. And they didn't have Cam Akers on.
That's right, they didn't have him, and he's back from a torn Achilles.
6 months, torn Achilles.
Oh, my God.
Obviously, he didn't do much but fumble the ball twice. But
He averaged 2 yards a carry on 24 carries. But Cooper Kupp, he had a okay stat line. 9 receptions, a touchdown for 183 yards. I think he did okay.
Nah, he's alright.
Yeah, he's got the high motor.
Overrated in my opinion.
Yeah, bro, overrated.
Real gritty player.
I love how Brady threw the ball 54 times for touchdown interception. A lot of people are both blaming fully on Brady and defending him. I think overall you got to put a lot of the blame on him and not the defense. The defense forced 4 fumbles, and they held the Rams to 10 points in the second half.
Yeah, Brady put up 3 points in the first half.
I get that Brady, willed his team back into the game, but, you shouldn't have had to will your team back in the game.
If you get the ball, past the 50 every time because your defense forces fumbles, you should be able to put up points in the second half.
His QBR was, a 12 or something, and, I heard people defending him saying, well, it's because he had a bad first half. Well, if your second half was so good, shouldn't your QBR be 50 because that's average? But no, it still sucked because he did nothing but get the ball 30 yards away from the end zone, and then they still didn't do anything. They lost the game at the end as well. Tom Brady sold that game because he decided they needed to score a touchdown at the end. Why do you give the ball to Matt Stafford? He is the clutchest quarterback in football, arguably ever. You gave him the ball back with a minute left. That's a dumb decision.
Not even that. Brady, 30 for 54. He had 24 incomplete passes.
What a loser.
Stafford had 10. And Brady had 30 completions, threw the ball 54 times, 329 yards.
Matt Stafford still outbeat him in yards, and he only threw the ball 38 times.
And only had 28 completions.
And he had 3 total touchdowns because he rushed for 1, and he threw for 2. Brady threw for 1, threw an interception as well. It's just I look at this and I'm just saying I get that everyone likes to defend Brady because he's supposedly the GOAT, but that performance, that loss is almost all on him. You can't blame the defense for giving up that final drive when that final drive is against Matt Stafford. If you gave up that final drive to Jalen Hurts, then yeah, that's pretty bad. But we know who Matt Stafford is. He is built for the 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
You gave him back the ball and you expected the defense to stop him. Even with hindsight, because the last game, the Bills-Chiefs, the defense for the last about probably 6 minutes of game time literally left the building. Yeah. They weren't there.
I'm not complaining.
I will say this. People have said that this is arguably the greatest divisional round game of all time. I don't see a single argument for that because the ending was awful. The ending was awful.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say about, the defense should have stopped him. You flip a coin, and if you get that coin toss, you can win the game automatically. Do you know how stupid that sounds?
Especially in the playoffs. It's the divisional round. The Bills and the Chiefs were in a conference championship last year. Both, Taylor Gabriel had 200 yards.
He broke the record. He had the most receiving touchdowns in a playoff game.
Yes, and so you flip a coin. If you're not going to change it in the regular season, at least change it in the postseason.
Yeah, the field goal rule was changed in the playoffs 2 years before it was in the regular season.
Yeah, because there's no point. Josh Allen gets the ball, they're going to win. Patrick Mahomes gets the ball, they're going to win. Brady gets the ball, they're going to win. Rodgers gets the ball. We've got to
Yeah, because remember, the Chiefs lost the championship game 3 years ago because of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a stupid rule that hasn't been changed yet. I mean, now it's twice in the last, like, in a 4-year time span, 2 playoff games, not like a wild card game or like 2 teams that aren't going to win the Super Bowl. 2 teams that are legit Super Bowl contenders were denied a trip to the Super Bowl because of a coin flip. I mean, that's so stupid. I mean, but, you know, to be fair, though, Sean McDermott's coaching staff did sell the game. Why don't you squib kick? Why are you playing prevent defense?
Yeah.
They sold.
I get
so hard.
I get the idea of prevent defense. They played it the whole game. They did not want them to beat them vertically.
Yeah, but then why don't you squib kick it? Like
it didn't make any sense. I thought you have to man coverage. You have to play man on Travis Kelce. You have to double Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce always just finds a way to get open. If you have a zone, you have to have someone on him, and they just said no. I mean, it's one thing they let him get that completion in the regulation. Then in overtime, you let him get open again.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. I mean,
as good as Tyreek Hill is, and as fast and as explosive and as dynamic as a player as Tyreek Hill is, Travis Kelce is the weapon. Travis Kelce is the guy.
It's like that meme.
He's the Gronk to Randy Moss, even though I don't think they played together.
No.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, you see where it's coming from.
I mean, it's like that meme about the Chargers. It's like the photo of there's 2 Chargers defenders right in front of him, and he's like behind the first down marker, and he's like 25 yards away, and it's like Travis Kelce turned this into a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
He's got a high motor.
Yeah.
He's got the grit.
Gritty
guy.
Gritty player for sure.
I mean,
Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce.
All grit team right there.
Julian Edelman.
Oh, Julian Edelman's probably the grit MVP. He took that away from Wes Welker. Hate to see that. Too bad there's no gritty corners in the league.
Jason Sehorn.
But Mahomes played great. I mean, him and Allen both led their team in rushing, and they both had over 300 yards. They both had 4 touchdowns total, but it's like, it's just for a game that was so great to end in such a terrible way really does sting. Because it's like, man, the game ended because of a stupid coin toss. Like, are you serious? That's so lame.
Yeah, no, it's people have been telling them to change that for years. I don't know why they think that this is the best way to make overtime.
I mean, remember, they changed the field goal rule because of Brett Favre, because when Favre got screwed over against the Saints, that's why they changed it. So then why can't they do that for Mahomes or Allen? Like, I mean, it happened twice now.
This is going to be a continuous matchup in the playoffs for the next 10 years. At some point,
probably. Well,
at some point, there's no chance that they let this happen that long.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, overall, in terms of the AFC, speaking about, like, the years to come, the AFC is just, it's really weird because this year, the AFC just sucked for most of it. But, like, I mean, the next few years, you got the Bengals are going to be great, the Bills are going to be great, the Chiefs are going to be great, the Ravens, if they don't literally lose every player, are going to be great. I mean, the AFC is going to be, I think the AFC is going to continue to be top-heavy. It's just, instead of the top being, like, 2 teams, it'll be, like, maybe 4.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just so for the 4 teams that got eliminated, I think it's safe to say the Packers are the most screwed of all of them. I think it's legitimately easy to say right now that they might end up competing for the Tank Bowl next year because Adams is a free agent. They're $40 million over the cap right now with their free agents. Rodgers is definitely going to leave.
Yeah. And
even if he stays, who he's going to throw to? I mean, there's no way you can keep Adams and MVS. I mean, Cobb or Mercedes Lewis is probably going to retire. I mean, the defense is going to get completely destroyed. I mean, that team is so boned.
Yeah.
The Titans.
Jordan Love's the only thing that can save them.
Yeah, we love Jordan Love. The Titans, they I mean, it's pretty simple. They need a quarterback.
They need Russell Wilson.
Ryan Tannehill, he's not
good.
Jimmy G.
He's good. He's just not
Jimmy
great.
G.
I mean, you look at the quarterbacks that were left in the AFC. You've got Josh Allen,
MVP caliber,
significantly better than Ryan Tannehill. Patrick Mahomes
Significantly
better, and Joe Burrow
literally doesn't even need his legs and is significantly better.
And that's just. I mean, that's. Just
I mean, even the teams that got eliminated. I mean, the only quarterback he was probably better than was Big Ben.
Mac Jones.
Mac Poverty Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably him. So like better than like 2 quarterbacks in the playoffs, like that's not good. I mean, that's like really bad. And if you count the whole playoffs, I mean, I'd probably rather have Jalen Hurts than him.
I wouldn't go that far. Jalen Hurts can't pass the ball at all.
Yeah, but Tannehill barely can either. He can pass. He just passed it to the other team too much.
I mean, I would. No, it's still not really a debate for me. I would take.
And I don't know. It's just Tannehill is just. It's one of those things where he's a quarterback that it's just he got paid so much, so it's like that's the problem. The Titans, they really can't move on from him either, because I think even if they trade him, they take a huge cap hit, and if they cut him, they literally have no cap. So they're totally screwed on the quarterback front. So like maybe they can trade for someone while somehow keeping Tannehill as a backup, because I mean he's a great backup. Just
he'd be the best backup in the league by far.
Not if Gardner Minshew is a backup or Marcus Mariota. I'd rather Marcus Mariota.
I'm still a big believer in Marcus Mariota.
I mean,
especially he was like him and RG3 were like a couple of years too early and then like Lamar Jackson's like the outcome of that.
I mean, Marcus Mariota is just. I mean, he should be a starting quarterback. Gardner Minshew should be a starting quarterback. I mean, especially when you got guys like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, no.
Being starters, it's like, bro, I don't know about that. And like, I know, and I mean, it's kind of whack. But I mean, to be fair though, for the AFC though, I have a feeling that the Jags and Jets are going to suck for a while. I have zero faith in Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I've always believed Trevor Lawrence was the most overhyped player. I mean, I think he was more overhyped than Alexei Lafreniere was in hockey or Zion in basketball, which, granted, Zion is absolutely a bust, and Lafreniere might become a technical bust, but, like, Trevor Lawrence just...
He had a good shootout goal last night.
Well...
And then... Yeah.
But what about Zion, dude? I saw him in a commercial again when he was, like, still
fat.
Overweight and can't walk because his foot keeps getting hurt because he's too fat.
Just wait till he comes to the Knicks and is, like, a star.
I think it's supposed to be the opposite way. Isn't it supposed to be when they leave, they become a star? I mean, but I mean, Trevor Lawrence,
you got jokes now, I guess.
Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he ain't no Davis Mills.
Davis Mills is the best quarterback from that draft.
I mean, man, if the Texans draft a quarterback, man, that franchise is so dumb. I mean, honestly, I love it because now Deshaun has almost no leverage because he's like, oh, dang, they don't need me anymore.
Yeah, now it's just like Giants get Brian Flores, trade a 4th and a 3rd round pick for Deshaun Watson.
4th and a 3rd. I don't know. I really want to know.
What are you doing if you trade a 1st round pick for him?
I want to know this. I want to know which organization has overvalued their player more, the Sixers for Ben Simmons or the Texans for Deshaun. Because the reports that have come out for both of them are insane.
The Sixers for Ben Simmons. Did you see him when he last played? He gave up a wide open dunk to pass it to his teammate, and then they're like, Kings.
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox, and 4 first-round picks.
Oh yeah, throw in Buddy Hield there too.
No. Why? They're dumb.
I mean, I get this is NFL, but let's just rant about Ben Simmons because I feel like anyone in any sport knows who that is. So supposedly his value is on defense, and he's so great at that it makes up for his offense. Number one, we're in an age in the NBA where defense is like bare minimum.
Yeah.
Unless you're stealing the ball, which Ben Simmons doesn't do that much of, doesn't matter. 2, he's great at driving. Well, if he's so great at driving, why doesn't he do it anymore? Because he can't shoot free throws. You can't shoot free throws. You can't drive because they're going to hard foul you, and then you can't shoot free throws. He literally gives zero value on offense. Because even if he's great at passing, so what? They'll just literally leave him wide open so he can miss the shot.
Yeah.
He is the worst all-star in the last 5 years.
It has to be.
The worst. I mean, Chris Middleton, at least him, once every 6 games, he becomes Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But Ben Simmons is just Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, I understand his defensive value. He's 6'10". He can run point guard to a team.
He can run point guard minus the fact that he can't shoot or drive.
He can't shoot. If he doesn't get fouled, he can definitely drive. I mean, he should really. If he had any post game at all, he would be playing power forward right now. But, he's got good defensive value just because he can guard all 5 positions.
Mm-hmm.
And he can pretty much play all 5 positions on the court.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's tall enough to be a center. I mean, he's 6'10".
Yeah, and you don't need him to shoot for it to be a good.
It's just when you're making Ben Wallace look like a decent free throw shooter.
It's bad.
That's really, 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 really bad. I mean, did you hear there? I don't know if it was true, but I know there was a report that someone said that Pistons offered Jeremy Grant, Kelly Olynyk, and 2 firsts for him. I really hope that's not true, because if it's true and the Sixers didn't take that, they're so stupid.
I mean, 2 first-round picks for that guy is ridiculous.
From the Pistons?
From the Pistons.
And they're losing Jeremy Grant and Kelly Olynyk? Oh, my God.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, Ben Simmons, clown. Zion, fat clown. Alexei Lafreniere, underperforming clown. Trevor Lawrence, just a clown. I mean, his fans dress up as clowns, so I think that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and then quickly to recap the other teams, since we talked about the Titans and Packers, Buccaneers. I mean, Brady. I think the retirement rumors are BS. He's coming back.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have signed that extension otherwise. Gronk's going to come back, I think. The team itself, I don't see them winning a Super Bowl next year. Bills, they don't really have to do anything. They just got to upgrade the minor positions. I mean, remember they did this playoff one without their best defender.
Yeah, Tre'Davious White.
Yeah, I mean, and then predicting next week's games, I have Bengals 49ers in the Super Bowl.
I have Bengals.
And I'm making this 49ers win it.
I have Bengals Rams, and then I think the Rams will win.
I think the Chiefs Bengals, if it comes out to another shootout. The Chiefs, they just got out of one. The Bengals, I mean, I just feel the Bengals can do it. I mean, it seems like it's their year, destiny. And then the Niners, I mean, this is exactly how they made it to the Super Bowl last time. Jimmy G did the bare minimum, and they got to a Super Bowl.
All that matters is, can Elijah Mitchell rush for 100 yards?
And can Deebo Samuel combine for, the whole field twice?
The only issue is, who'd they play last time again? They played the Packers.
Yeah.
This time,
they're playing the Rams.
They play the front 7 of the Rams is maybe not the best in the league, but second.
But do remember this, though. The Rams are terrified right now. They are, I think under Sean McVay, they're 0-6 against the Niners.
Yeah, and they're already making tickets to where if you don't live in LA, you can't come to the game. If we lived here, we cannot go to the game. So people that live in San Francisco cannot go to SoFi Stadium. So,
all I know is the Rams.
So
if they lose this game.
If they lose the game.
Oh, my God.
And the 49ers fans get to go to SoFi for the Super Bowl.
It's going to be so funny.
It's going to. I wonder how they play it. I wonder, because it'll just be ridiculous.
The Rams, I mean, man, if they lose this game, that's so bad. Because, I mean, I hate to say it, because I really think Sean McVay right now is one of those coaches that's really good. But if you lose this game, I have to wonder, should you just go to a different team? Because if you lose this game, then it's not working for you at the Rams. I mean, they should
not be that close of a game.
It shouldn't be, but I mean, the Packers shouldn't have been a close game.
The Rams should just blow them out. That's just how. That's what it should be. The Rams should just win.
I'm just waiting, Jimmy. Quote me on this. Jimmy G is going to win the game throwing the ball less than 20 times and having less than 150 passing yards. He's going to have more picks than he does touchdowns. And they're going to win. Quote me on that.
I just think the Rams are just too stacked. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the Packers are supposed to be too stacked. Remember, San Francisco teams shouldn't play good in cold weather.
Yeah, but
there's no way Rodgers will lose at home. Yeah, not this year.
Yeah, but the Packers do that, and they're not stacked. They've got Devontae Adams, who did nothing.
He had 90 yards.
No, did he?
Yeah, him and Aaron Jones had literally all but 2 of the receptions.
But you look at the Rams, and it's all right, Cooper Kupp can tear up defenses.
But here's the one difference. The Packers do have a significantly better offensive line, and the 49ers were able to get pressure. So if they were able to get pressure on them and the Cowboys, oh my God, the Rams are going to get so much pressure on them.
Cooper Kupp's a slot receiver. He gets open and he's
gritty.
He's
He's got the high motor.
He's a gritty player.
High
motor. Real Rex Burkhead type. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he got that Wes Welker Jr.
Kyle
Edelman gene.
Juszczyk,
Yeah, the Kyle Juszczyk gene.
Yeah.
Bro, Kyle Juszczyk's in that game too. He's got a high motor too.
Yeah. I mean, just an all-around solid NFL player.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, we just need to not see the grit from Sean McVay this time. We don't need to see him jump on the field celebrating.
Yeah.
And then they lose.
It's fair.
I mean, I don't know about you, but that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so that's it. We'll be here next week to talk about the conference title game, and we can preview the greatest sporting event in all of sports, the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl.
There's no Giants in the Pro Bowl, so.
I'm shocked. I wonder why,
I will
man.
not be watching this year.
Wow, it's almost like the Giants suck.
I didn't watch it. 'Cause I definitely watch it every year.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I watch it
haven't watched
every
it-
year.
I haven't watched it since Odell was on like Team Irvin or something like that.
I only watched it because it was when Kobe died that same day, and I was like, dang, they're literally just talking about him the whole time. And I'm like, man, that's more. It was more entertaining for them talking about Kobe than it was actually watching the game because, oh my god.
The game is awful. It's horrible. It's so stupid.
Hey, but you know what? At least when Jamal Adams is there, he hits people hard and makes people remember, hey, he's in the league.
Yeah. That dude plays football.
Yeah, he almost has a high motor. All right, well, this has been Troy.
And Alex.
And we'll see you guys next week for the conference title game.